Okay,
Doctor,
guys. Yes, yes,
but can you please repeat from which table you got X5, S5 or S6 يعني?
yes, of course. You know, here, if you look at your graph, okay, point 5 and 6 have the same S. Because as you can see here, when you go through the turbine, it's an isentropic process, okay? Since you don't have, you don't have heat is not lost, and entropy, we say it's adiabatic isentropic, okay? So it's a reversible process, we say, since S is constant. So S of 5 equal S of 6. And from point 5, for point 5, you know two properties. This will allow you to calculate any property at 5. You calculate from these two what is H at 5 and what is S at 5. Now, which table to use? Because 5 is in the superheated region, then you should look at the superheated table. In the superheated table, you go to the state 400 kilopascal, 400 degrees, and you read the corresponding value of H and S. You want me to show you the table again?
Because I solved it with a different number, so that's why I was. It's
Okay.
okay. I will check it on my own. Thank you.
Okay. Let us look at them again. So the state is 400 kilopascal, 400 degrees. Okay. If you go to the superheated tables, you will go to 400 kilopascal. This is 400 kilopascal. And the value of temperature is 400 degrees. So this is your line of interest. Okay. In this line, you can read the values. The value for H, okay, is this one. And the value for S,
That's for 300
sorry, yes,
That's why
sorry,
I.
maybe for, yes,
So it's
exactly.
7.898.
It's 400
Okay.
kilopascal, 400 degrees. So H is this one. Sorry, نحن قرينا ال values على 300 kilopascal. Yes, that's it.
Yes.
Okay, exactly. Yes. Okay. So just because we are looking, يعني انتبهوا منيح للtables هون لأنه they are divided into several parts حد بعض. Okay, yes, exactly. So نحن ما انتبهنا هون إنه هيدي ل 300. Yes, we should read for 400 kilopascal. This is the value of H. This is the value of S. Okay. But in both cases يعني ال result is the same لأنه أصغر من 8.1 شيء يعني ال saturated S على 10 كيلو باسكال هي 8 point something while S at 0.6 is 7.89 يعني 0.6 أكيد حيكون مش بالsuperheated region بالsaturated region. Okay, so here we can check it back. So it's nearly 7.89. Okay, يعني أو 7.9 تقريبا. So if you check بالsuperheated table, if you go to 10 kilopascal, the saturated S is 8.15. 8.15 is larger than 7.9. Okay, so of course my point will not be in the superheated region. It will be in the saturated region. So now I will go to the saturated tables. And from saturated tables, I will search for a pressure of 10 kilopascal. This is the line of interest. Now, from this line, I will read the corresponding value. I can find the quality from this line because I know that S is 7.89. Okay, nearly. So by applying the equation of quality, and 7.89 is relatively close to 8.15, so I expect to have a quality larger than 90%. Okay, so I can get the quality from the equation that S of zero point 0.6, which is 7.89, is equal to S of saturated liquid, which is 0.6492, plus the quality X times SFG, which is 7.501. Then I get the quality X. Once I get X, now I will apply the equation for enthalpy. So these are the two values of interest, 191.81 for HF and 2392.82 for HFG. So H at 0.6 will be 191.81 plus X times 2392.80. Okay, and now once I get these values, I have h at 0.6. Now I can move to the other point. So I still have H1 and H2. Okay, for point 1, it's saturated liquid for 10 kilopascal. So using the same table here, I can directly, I already got HF at 1. Okay, this is the point I want. HF is equal to H1 at 10 kilopascal. So I got already H1. Now for H2, it's the same methodology for the previous problem. So I can get it from doing that H2 minus H1 is V1 delta P. Okay, so to get V1 is the same way we got it from the previous problem, because we have 10 kilopascal and saturated point. So it's same H1 and same V1 we got from the previous problem. But here, because, and even it's same W, because as you can see, also it's same delta P. Yani for points H1 and H2, the calculation is the same. Yani for the, if you compare this cycle with the previous one, same conditions at 1, same conditions at 2, same conditions at point 3. What is varying is what is happening after 3. Okay, because after 3, instead of directly going in one turbine, what we did is we did an expansion, we did a reheat, and this will increase the quality at the exit of the turbine. And we expect then that the efficiency of the reheat cycle compared to the conventional one will be higher. Okay, so here we can see this in the calculation. So they started from the turbine, as we did. So S3 equal to S4, they got from the table of superheated state H3 and S3. And then by setting S4 equal to S3, they got the quality at 0.4. At 0.4, as you can see, is very close to the saturated vapor state. The quality is 97.52%, so nearly على curve, nearly. And then you can get the value of H4 from the equation of quality. After this, between 0.4 and 5, okay, then when we exit the turbine, we will go again into the boiler for a reheat process. Okay, so in order to calculate the conditions, so they used here, as we did, to calculate the work performed in for the second turbine. They got that S5 equal to S6, okay, and already 0.5 we can get it from calculation of reheat in the boiler. And then we can, using that S6 equal to S5, we get the quality at 0.6. And as you can see here, the quality of at 0.6 is very close to the quality to 1. And in this way, we were able to raise the quality from 82% in the previous problem to nearly 97%, which is which will have a much better performance, because the water content will be reduced and it will not be very harmful for the blades of the turbine. And in this way, after calculating the conditions at for the two turbines, they were able to calculate W total, which is for the turbine, H3 minus H4 plus H5 minus H6. Now, in order to get the efficiency, we still need to get the work of the pump, but it is equal to the work already calculated in the previous step, so we can calculate W net. So here, the second step is to calculate W pump, which will be equal to the one calculated previously. Now, in order to divide by Q boiler, for the boiler, we should pay attention that we have two heating steps. The first one, then the reheat step. So we should get the H at points 2, 4, 3, and 5. So here, in order to they were already calculated, so just they replaced by their values and they got the value of QH. And finally, as you can see, the efficiency, if we calculate the efficiency, it should be a little higher than the previous one. Let us check what was the efficiency above. So it's for the previous problem, it's 35.3, and here it's 35.9. Yani it's true that the increase is not maybe very high, but if you calculate it as a relative increase, it's not very bad. And it's nearly close to 2%. Okay, and an enhancement of 2% is good because here, if you want, we can increase the number of reheat to have a higher efficiency. So more we do reheat cycles, more the efficiency is increased. Okay. Any question on these problems? I will post for you a sample of exam to be familiar with the type of questions you might have in the exam. Since next Thursday is a holiday, we can do a session together on Friday or any time that is convenient for you to correct it together. So I will post it for you. It will be available. You can try to study. I advise you to finish studying, then do it, then try to do it to see if you are if you are really prepared or not. If you are well prepared, you should be able to answer all questions and set the time also. Put a timer to make sure that the time given is enough for you. Okay, because the time is very important. It's good to know the material, but if you know it well, you can do things in a faster way.
Doctor, the problem mainly is in all the decimal numbers that we get. Can we always round? There's no
Yes, you
problem in
can
rounding.
use two numbers after the comma. It's enough. Two numbers after the comma. It should give you an accurate result.
Because it takes time, on the calculator.
Don't worry about for time. I am considering I use a test. I do it. I write all steps and I make sure that time is enough. I will tell you really time حيكون very comfortable, but it will be enough. I will not give you shorter time than needed because I know that if one study you deserve to get a good grade. So I will give time just enough. Try to do practice, because when you do practice, you will be familiar with the methods. It will not take you a lot of time to do it during the exam. Okay?
But it's open book, right?
Yeah, it's open book. It's open, it's open book, but no time to check the book. This is the idea. I don't consider that you have time, because look, you have multiple choice questions. So I expect in multiple choice that you don't have time to go to the course material to give me the answer. I expect that you directly select it. And for the multiple choice, the time is really limited. You don't have time to go to your book. So this is why I advise you to not rely on notes. Rely on notes, but do not rely on going to the material, because you will not have the time to go to the material and search for answers. And for MCQ, you should directly give answers. And for calculation, do a small formula sheet for you. Yes, of course, it's allowed. You can have a formula sheet in front of you for the main formulas, but you don't have time to go and search for formulas, and you should have them in front of you. Okay. So this is why you should be well prepared. I know that you can do what you want. You can go to the material, you can try to search for answer, but in this way you will lose time. And time is just enough. So if you want to have a good grade, you should be well prepared. And like it's not an open book exam. To be honest, you should not have access to the course material. But because of online exams, you cannot control this. So the strategy will be to reduce the time just to to have just the time to answer without having any time to go over the course material.
And Miss, the format is we write and scan our papers and
Yeah.
upload them.
This is why I will give you, يعني this is for this, I will give you a sample, the exam of last semester, the same one. So you can see what is the type of problems. هلا أنا to help in general, I put the time required for each question. So I put in brackets nearly what is the time needed. This will help you to not exceed the time. هلا for MCQ, يعني the time is just the time to read the different answers and select the right one. And for MCQ, really the time is limited. This is why you should be well prepared. You should read several times the slides. The type of question you will see, it's not very complex. And if you understand, no need to memorize by heart. And if you just understand the concept, you will be able to answer the MCQ questions. I will try, if you want, I will try even to do the quiz on Moodle. So in this way, you will, in the sample test, you will, I will see if it's still, if I can make it available again. If not, I will give you the sheet of questions and just you put a timer and you try to do it during the given time.
It's a 1 hour exam, right?
Nearly 1 hour. It was, I think, less, maybe 50 minutes. Yeah, close to 1 hour exam, yes. Look, it is simple, really. If you study well, it's very simple. It's not hard. Also, you have seen that the material is not hard because this material is given in a way that if you are not an engineer, you still can take the course because it's a general course and a lot of people from different backgrounds like to take some energy courses. So I am making it in a way to simplify it for students that are not engineers.
Doctor, but it takes time to get all the etches for the Rankine cycle.
Look, of course, I can give you a part. You will see in the sample exam. ما حأعطيكم efficiency of a Rankine cycle كلها. It's very hard. I know it will take time. I will give you maybe a part. Maybe I will ask you what will be the work delivered by, what will be the net work, for example. I will give you part of the question. That's it. And instead of asking for the efficiency, I will ask for one component. It will be feasible. Don't worry about it. The time will be well studied. I will not give you something that will not finish. It's not fair. I will give you a question requiring the time given.
Okay, deal. Thank you.
Welcome. So I will soon post the test. When I will post it, I will tell you. So you can try to do it. And we will correct it together. Because next Thursday is holiday. If you prefer to not do it on Thursday, we can select any time, any other time. We will talk together to select a time. We just need maybe 1 hour to correct it together. And you can ask your questions in case you have. Okay. Now, concerning the project, directly after the exam, we will start to do presentations. So please, once you are done with the exam, try to prepare your PowerPoint so we can start presentations just the week after.
Doctor, the exam is on April 1st, right?
Yes, it's just before Easter.
Okay.
اتفقنا April 1st, صح? It is on Thursday. Yes, April 1st. So not next, within, in 2 weeks, the exam will be in 2 weeks. Because next week is a holiday and we will do a session, an extra session to correct the sample exam. And then on Thursday, April 1, we will have the test. Okay, and if anyone is ready to present, just message me, text me so that I can organize the presentations. وفي بونس للي بيقدم first. So in this way لأنه إذا ما بقول هيك ما حدا بيقدم أول شيء. Okay.
Doctor, how long should be the presentation?
Nearly maybe 20 minutes is good. 20-25 minutes, and for questions maybe 15 minutes of questions. So for each presentation nearly 40 minutes.
Okay.
And all of you will participate. So students will ask questions and I will ask questions. And you will see that projects will be of high benefit because you will learn a lot of new things. And I think that the majority of new things we will learn will be related to the remaining part of the course. So in parallel with the project presentation, you will continue with the remaining part. And maybe a lot of you will enjoy it more. You don't have a lot of calculation. So it's about renewable energy. What are the different strategies? And at the end, we have a chapter on economy, if you want, how to calculate if a project is feasible on the economical level. So it's also interesting. We will learn some basic strategies to determine if a project is profitable or not. Okay, so any additional question before we stop? Okay, so I will post the test soon and will let you know, and then we can organize any time that is convenient for all to correct it to test. Okay, bye bye.